Hello and welcome to what will become a very stressful video on ADHD Customs. I'm filming this after I've done the videoing job. Let's get to it, shall we? This is my PD150 ARL Volkswagen engine. I've been having some problems lately where I don't seem to be getting heat in the cab, and then it started to overheat. So I went round it, I took the thermostat out, checked that was fine. Well, it wasn't fine, but I just removed it, put it back together, and it was still overheating, and I was still not getting any heat from the vents inside the car. So my assumption is that the water pump isn't spinning properly. So in today's video, I will be changing the timing belt and the water pump. So let's go. Okay, first things first. I've already took this cover off. First things first, I need to get these boost pipes out the way so I can get down to here. One thing I'm really worried about is because this engine's not meant for this car, is that if there's enough room between the engine and this inner wing part for me to be able to pull the water pump out and get it out once I've undone it. That's what I'm worried about here. But anyway, let's start removing these boost pipes. There we go. Boost pipes are off, giving me better access. So there's the water pump there. Actually, I might be alright with this water pump, you know. The water pump's there. I might be alright. Okay. One thing I'm worried about is if I've got the right Allen keys and stuff, because that tensioner looks different to... Anyway. Right, let's get this belt off. The main thing I'm worried about is having the right bolts to undo the bottom pulley, but we'll face that when we come to it. Just going to give this a bit of a clean up with some brake cleaner before I work on it all, just so it's a bit nicer to work on. Didn't make much difference really. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a 16mm spanner on there to pull that around, and then I'm going to use this pin to go through there to lock it. Just like that. And now this belt is very loose and I can just pull it off. Simple as that. I'm going to undo these 3 bolts and take this tensioner completely off. It'll give me better access to everything. Okay, tensioner is now off. What I need to do next is I need to get this wheel off, get the car up in the air so I can get to the bottom pulley.
A few moments later.
Okay, once again, these stupid fucking tuner nuts have stopped me working on the car. Once again, the new part. This is like the 3rd one I've bought of these. The ends just snap off. I can't get the wheels undone, because these are made from Swiss cheese, so which means I can't get to the pulley, which means I can't do the freaking water pump, which means I have no car for work, all because of this. Unless I'm going to have to jack the car up and do it with the wheel on somehow. Great. Okay, I'm going to have to do this with the wheel on. I can still kind of get there. Right, I just need to hope I've got the right Allen keys for these. I've got to take this pulley off now. Bear with me.
A few moments later.
Okay, there we go. We have the pulley off. Even with the bloody wheel still on, we've got the pulley off. I used the 19mm socket on my ratchet to move this around. I had to bend these out the way a little bit, but yeah, here's what it is. They came out pretty simple. Pulley's there. I'll put it to one side so I don't lose the bits. And then now I'm going to be on to undoing these cover bolts and getting the covers off.
A few moments later.
Right, there we have it. All covers are now off. So what I need to do is get this, give it a clean with some brake cleaner down there and that, and then I need to get this into top dead center position and line up the things, and then start. And I need to lock everything in place. I need to lock the crank in place, and I need to lock the cam in place. So that's what I'm going to do now.
1 pair of pants later.
Okay, we've got our locking tools in. This one is in there, and we've got this little locking tool thing here, locking. You can see it really, locking the bottom one. If you can see it down there. Oh, there it is. Okay, right now we're going to undo this tensioner, get the belt off. Okay, that is a tension off, but we have run into a problem with the guide pulley. Undone the bolt, but check this out. I can't get it out because it's hitting the bloody inner wheel arch. So yeah, great. I can't replace that. Seems to spin silently. I might have to just leave that. I can't get the bloody thing out. Great. Now we move on to the water pump, which is that 3 bolts. Whoop, sorry. Now we move into the water pump, which is 3 bolts there, and one under there. So let's get this offending article out, shall we? Okay, water pump bolts are out. Shit is about to get messy. Come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, shall we have a look at the offending article? Ah, look at that. There we go. It's kind of slipping on the spline. I felt that slip then. Yeah. It's moving on the end. It's not actually... Ah, there we go. That's what the problem is. It took a while to get here, but we're now down to... I've given this a clean up around there with a little bit of emery tape and giving it a clean out in there. It was definitely the water pump that was buggered. The one I bought is actually a lot better. The one I bought, I don't know if you can see here, the one I bought has got a metal thing on it, and this one is plastic. So yeah, should be a lot better. So let's get this new one in.
A few moments later.
Okay, that new water pump's in. It's just in loose at the minute. These are finger tight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do them up, and then I'm going to use my torque wrench, and these are 15 Newton meters on these ones. Now it's time to put the new tensioner in. I've been told that trying to get the belt on, it's easy to leave this undone and try and put the belt on this and then slide it on. Anyway, I'm going to see how I get on with this. I'm not sure I'll be able to film this anyway. Right, here we go. Timing belt was all on. Everything is done up. All I do now is put the covers back on. I've rotated it up a little mark there, and at the bottom I've rotated the whole thing by hand to make sure they line up after 2 rotations. They do. Everything seems good. Tension on the belt seems good. So hopefully it's all good. Hopefully it's all good. Right, so let's start getting the covers back on. Okay, here we go. We have the bottom covers back on in place. Looking a bit scary. I could have painted them, but I couldn't be bothered. Right, time to get the top cover on. Okay, here we have it. The bottom pulley is now back on. Now to put the tensioner there for the auxiliary belt. Okay, there we have it. Tensioner, auxiliary belt back on. Everything's back on there. Now I've just got to put all the boost pipes back together.
A few moments later.
Okie dokie, there we have it. Boost pipes are back on the car.
1 hour later.
Okay, it's been another hour. I had to take it all apart again because once I started the engine, there was like a thudding. It was fine. The engine wasn't like interfering with itself or anything. There was like a noise coming from the air filter, which made me think that maybe there was a tooth out on the timing belt, because that, when I locked the top one in place with a proper lock tool, no matter what I did, there was the tool at the bottom with a teeth that slides into the little slot, it was off both sides. So I had to make a choice to pull it, to stretch the belt slightly to get the pin in one way or the other way. Obviously made a bad choice one way, but I've just done it all over again. There's still a slight thudding from the airbox, but I don't know if it's just me hearing things, to be honest. It seems to rev up fine, everything seems fine, it's, you know, it drives, but there's like a from the airbox, but I can't remember if it did it before. That's the thing, but I'm just gonna, that's it now, that's it. Right, putting it all back together again. So yeah, that's back on now. I've got to put the bottom pulley on again, and yeah, pain in the arse these cars, aren't they?
1 eternity later.
Okay, It's been a bloody long day. I don't understand what's going on. Change the water pump. The water pump was definitely gone because it was, the turbine thing was spinning without the thing spinning, so that was broken. I've removed the thermostat to allow flow around the engine. I've checked the engine everywhere for blockages. The heater matrix isn't blocked. I run a hose through it. It was coming out fine. I've replaced the water pump timing belt. Done it all properly. The car runs absolutely sweet as a nut. But still no water, and still no heat coming out of the heater. And the pipes aren't even getting hot. So, what? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It's been a long day. Been doing this for hours and hours and hours. I'm baffled. I'm absolutely baffled. What's going on with this car? Baffled. Baffled. I could have sworn replacing the water pump would have fixed the problem because it was bad, but it still hasn't fixed anything. What's happening? Well, people, I give up today. I'll have another look tomorrow. I think maybe it's just not getting heat in the cab because I took the thermostat out, but everything else seems to be working fine. The temperature's up to temp. I'll get a new thermostat, put a thermostat in, and it might just have an airlock or something. But yeah, that's me replacing a cam belt and a water pump on a PD150 ARL engine in my B3 Passat. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. All that jazz. Look at the state of my hands, man. Look, I'll have a bath in a minute, but what a day. Anyway, people, catch you in the next one.